The idea is that you get to create a reel, post it on Instagram, and instead of it going on your feed, your profile grid, and to your followers, it's first gonna go to non-followers.
Even if you're not able to change your video production, there's probably quite a bit you can do with the editing to alter videos, captions, etc. This might defeat the purpose of the A/B test in principle.
There's a theory that going through algorithm number 1, which is to your followers, then algorithm number 2, which is to non-followers, will produce different results than going the other way around. Going to number 2 first, your non-followers, then to number 1. There's definitely a chance where you give it this new life.
So Instagram has had trial reels for just about a year now, right? But it wasn't until recently that they've made it possible for third-party tools like Vista to actually implement scheduling of these reels en masse with various configurations on how to graduate them from being trial reels. And now that obviously creates so much more opportunity for the business use of trial reels. Scheduling natively is not necessarily an option for many. So first of all, let's maybe introduce the concept of trial reels, and then let's talk about sort of the kind of opportunities that now represents.
Yeah, so Trial Reels was released a while ago, at least probably close to a year ago, but the idea is that you get to create a reel, post it on Instagram, and instead of it going on your feed, your profile grid, and to your followers, it's first gonna go to non-followers, and exclusively just to non-followers, before you decide whether or not you want to make that public facing to your followers and onto your main feed. In the gist, that's what it is, how it's used and what it's for.
So why would I care for my reel to be shown to non-followers versus my followers?
So there's one way that's very clear that people are using this for, which is how can I test this reel to see if it'll do well without impacting my followers, without giving them some whiplash. So for example, I have a post, all right, it's a short form reel that we're gonna publish about the benefits of trial reels. I wanna test 3 different hooks because I'm not sure which hook is gonna create such a curiosity gap for the audience that they'll actually stick to and watch it 5 seconds and 10 seconds in. And I wanna pay attention to see which version of that reel has a better retention graph. Well, to do that, traditionally, you'd have to post it probably today. Maybe you wanna give it a month or 2, post the second version, so you don't have 2 back-to-back reels on your feed that are identical, minus the first couple of seconds or 10 seconds, and then another month or 2 down the line, right? So you're taking 90 days, almost 2 quarters, depending on how you space it, to get results from that campaign test. With trial reels, I could post all 3 now, and I could start getting results immediately, let it run for 3 days, let it run for a week, and immediately see the impact that hook, the first 5 seconds, had to the retention graph and ultimately to my reach on those posts.
So these trial reels, they appear like normal reels, except for they're not being shown on your reel feed, they're being shown elsewhere.
Yeah, if someone taps on your profile, they won't see the trial reel on your profile. They'll see it on their Explore feed or their Reels feed as they're scrolling through if the algorithm suggests it to them.
So it almost sounds like it's a great way to not only A/B test content, but to also reach audiences that you otherwise may not, because I'm assuming the algorithm is different. So if I post a reel to my feed, there is a chance that non-followers would be attracted to that reel based on certain algorithmic principles. But Instagram isn't really committed to doing that unless it feels really, really compelled that this post could do well with certain demographic. An entirely different algorithm now is part of the trial reels, which are on the hook to actually show this stuff to various demographics. So that's a very different dynamic and a very important one, because in the former, in the case of my regular reel, there is a chance that nothing major will happen because it's the same application of the algorithm. Here, Instagram is telling me we will show this reel to a bunch of people. So now you are almost guaranteed, if not guaranteed, right, to be seen by non-followers. Seems like a complete no-brainer.
Yeah, it's almost like Instagram gave us a get-out-of-jail-free card when it comes to the algorithm of being able to say, hey, go and post this. Now tweak it a little bit, and let's go and post this again. Let's see how we can drive more. It's free traffic. It's really what it is, right? Now, the caveat here, and it's important to mention, Adam Mosseri of Instagram, the head of, CEO of Instagram, head of Instagram, he's very specifically mentioned that they have made updates to the trial reels algorithm because they want to make sure people aren't trying to use this as a way to just spam a ton of traffic and post the same thing over and over and over and over again to just get more eyeballs on that post. So it has to be an actual test, meaning there's got to be something different. If you're posting 10 versions of this reel, all 10 versions need to have something different.
And what happens if you post the same thing? Because that was my next question. So why not just post 10 things and get like 10 different non-follow audiences?
It will be deprioritized in their ranking. Starting with the second repost of that one, you're going to start seeing less reach, and then the third and the fourth, right? And so this is because the spirit of this feature that they released was really to help creators and brands test iterations of a reel, and we can get into this too, but test new concepts or new formats that they maybe aren't ready to expose their entire audience to.
Right.
In case it doesn't work out.
But at the same time, though, I can take my video, create 20, 30 variations of it, and schedule them as trial reels, and that's perfectly normal?
Totally fine.
So fantastic. So basically, I can really just drag and drop 30 videos, let's say using some sort of a bulk scheduler like we have in Vista, and have 30 trial reels posted, generating, I'm assuming, 30x traffic that I would otherwise not have.
Exactly.
And do that all before deciding if I even want to expose that content to my followers.
Exactly. So for the marketer who is super nerdy about the stats and the data and like fine tuning their concept, their script, the arc around the content they create, it's beautiful because in your example of 30, you can take 10 posts and it's identical minus your first 5 to 7 seconds where you're just testing 10 different hooks, right?
Right.
Now you're going into the second one. Maybe you pick 2 or 3 of the hooks that you felt like were winners, and you're going to post 10 more of these. But now you're going to change the way that you deliver the value, that middle section of the post, right? And then you're going to pick out a couple of those winners, and you're going to test 10 more. And now we're going to test variations of the call to action, the ending, to see what we can do there. And at the end of it, you should really have 2 to 3 outperforming posts that did way better than all the other 30.
What would be the recommendation to someone who does not have the ability or the capacity to produce this many trial reels? Is there still an opportunity to benefit from this? Say I only have one video. What if I just posted that one video as a trial reel first, left it there for a day or 2 or 3, and then simply promoted that post into the reel? I'm still benefiting, right, from that post, getting exposure to audiences that I would not otherwise have. So it seems like if you make that part of your process, the reel first goes out as a trial reel, and then it becomes real, you're still better off versus the current method, which does not involve trial reels.
Yeah, definitely. There's a theory that going through algorithm number 1, which is to your followers, then algorithm number 2, which is to non-followers, will produce different results than going the other way around. Going to number 2 first, your non-followers, then to number 1. So there's definitely a chance where you give it this new life, right? It goes out for 72 hours, for 3 days, just to non-followers as a trial reel. You then promote it to a full reel, a regular reel that's visible on your profile feed. Then the algorithm starts delivering it to your existing followers. There's a chance that your existing followers start watching it, they engage, they share, it does well. And now it kind of resets back into that second algorithm, shows it to more non-followers.
Yeah, I'm asking because, again, I think this notion that A/B testing is what this is built for, and if you do have 10, 20, 30 videos, you'll benefit by testing a lot of them. That's a lot of asking, right, of a user in many cases, right? So in many cases, it's like a single video that I have. I think these users could be overlooking this feature because they're not viewing their stuff as a trial reel.
Yeah.
And I guess what you're saying is that trial reel is basically for everybody. I think one minor drawback could be here is that if you do get a trial reel out there, you can set the automatic promotion of that graduation, as they call it, into the reel. But that would only happen if it hits the necessary performance benchmarks, which unfortunately Instagram does not publish. In these cases, the reel could remain trial until you manually trigger it.
That's right.
So that could be. But I guess in your case, if you try that and that's what sort of ends up happening to your reel, you can maybe decide against that, because if your workflow is more automated, then you might as well just publish the regular reel, and this whole trial thing is not for you, and from that perspective. But if they do kind of end up automatically graduating, then it's a complete no-brainer.
It is, unless you've done 30, right? If you've done 30 variations and all 30 get promoted or 10 get promoted.
But is that what's going to happen? No, only one is going to get promoted.
How do you know? They're not tied to each other from a campaign perspective or from a... So because Instagram hasn't been super transparent.
But I think let's make a caveat there. So Instagram does give you an option to graduate them manually. If you are, let's go on record here.
Make it clear.
Disclaimer, if you are testing 30 reels, just make sure to only do manual graduation.
Yeah.
This will eliminate the need or the possibility of multiple of them getting
Just means
promoted.
that you find the one that's outperforming, you decide, and you promote it to a regular reel by yourself. Yeah, that would suck.
Very important point.
I do want to go back because we keep saying 30, and I just want to scare anybody away. If you have the capacity to record one video, right? Like there's a certain time in investment of setting up the camera, right? Like even if it's your phone, you're sitting down, you're recording it, right? So my challenge to somebody who's already taking that time investment is as you're planning these recording sessions, just record one different 30-second or 5-second hook. That's it. If you're going to create one video and it's taking you 3 minutes to do it, spend the extra 10 seconds, record just one different hook. You don't have to record the entire video. Just record that 3 to 5 second intro. And now you've got 2 different videos that only took you maybe 10 seconds extra of recording time. Reason being is, yes, you can post just one, and it's going to give you the chance to go to 2 different algorithms and get promoted, right, and get better views. But you're going to get double, right? So double the value, double the results, double the opportunity to get promoted and to have something do well for that extra, let's say, 10% effort, 7% effort, what it would have taken you to record that just single one. So I just want to scare anybody. Trial reels, it doesn't mean that you have to do 30. You could literally do 2, and you're doubling your chances of getting extra reach.
But I think it's even if you're not able to change your video production, there's probably quite a bit you can do with the editing.
Yeah.
To alter videos, change sounds in them, change
the pacing,
captions, etc. That this might defeat the purpose of the A/B test in principle, right? Because you are A/B testing the actual differences in the video, such as the hooks and such as the videos themselves. But so video production is such a high effort, sort of high investment kind of an effort. You know, there's obviously quite a bit of work that goes into it relative to, say, captions, right? That take way less. If you are on that path, you might as well consider taking that extra step. Do you see any other networks doing this? And is there a reason why Instagram, to your knowledge, decided to do this? Any theories?
I haven't seen. There's rumors that TikTok is planning something similar to this. There hasn't been any confirmations from any of the powers that be there. Why do you think Adam and his team decided? I mean, my theory here is that Adam tends to, if you go to his feed, he talks to a lot of creators. That's really the core of Adam's Instagram. It's creator-centric, creator-focused. So I think this plays along the line of a creator that's used to doing a certain type of content. Maybe they're doing a lot of funny stuff. Maybe they want to try a different format. They want to test interview, podcast, right? Things like that. They want to clip some of that and put it on there. They want to see whether or not, is there an audience for this? Do people actually want to consume what I have to say? Gives them a safe space to be able to test this, but not mess with their existing followers. When he talks about trial reels, it's usually the road that he goes in. But yeah,
no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I always see networks kind of going after one another by copying features.
Yeah.
This is one of those cases when the feature is fairly unique and new. So I'm just sort of sitting back waiting for the others to kind of pick up the idea. But you're right. I mean, having creators sort of interests in mind is kind of refreshing, because it almost like that is sort of in the forefront, right, of their success, and kind of makes sense. And so it's great to see innovation within these companies, whether it's, I remember the days when the stories came out, right? So all these ideas, I still remember when the shorts were like a big deal, short videos. And if you remember, there was a time when Vine came out with them.
Oh, yeah.
And then they failed because we just weren't ready for it. Apparently, they're making a comeback now. I just love to see like innovation, since this is our space.
Yeah.
It's kind of where we build stuff. Every time something changes, things don't feel as static and feel kind of, there's more stuff to discuss, you know? So yeah, I'm totally excited about this.
That's awesome. Yeah, so hopefully our viewers who didn't know about this, even if they could get 10% more reach all of next month by just turning on that toggle, scheduling that as a trial reel, give them that much more impact.
And let us know how your A/B tests are going. So if you guys want to put something in the comments on how your tests have been, because we are going off of the documentation on Instagram, but any sort of case studies or any kind of evidence of how this actually works for people, that would be totally awesome.